What's good, YouTube? It's Money Man coming at you on another video, and in today's video we'll be discussing on my personal prediction for the XXL 2022 freshman list. So let's get into it. So the XXL list 10 spot has been dropped, and people have been giving their opinions on their list, so let's give mine. All right, so I'm not gonna go down every single one of these people because personally we don't know half of these people are. All right, so I already got my list on a piece of paper, and I got 10 of my list, but I also got like 6 to 7 potential candidates who can replace these people on my 10 list, who I would be fine with. All right, so the first person who I think will be on the XXL 2022 list will be Sofago. And why? I mean, Sofago, he's just kind of a lock already, right? He signed to Cactus Jack. He's up there in kind of like the top 3 of the underground. Like, if you think of the top of the underground right now, who are you thinking of? Yeet, Sofago, and somebody else, right? So I think Sofago is a lock, and I think Sofago will be on this list. I think he will accept it. I think it's only beneficial for him to accept this list because Sofago's been very quiet for a long time. So with his name getting out there and his face card being shown, I think it's only good for Sofago to accept it. So for my first pick, I'm going Sofago. All right, and then my second pick, obviously, you guys already know who I'm gonna say. Yeet. We already know Yeet. He's kind of like the big dog of the underground, the king of the underground. And honestly, Yeet is kind of not even really underground anymore. I feel like Yeet has kind of surpassed the title of underground, but I wouldn't say he's mainstream. He's kind of like in what Baba Lamb says, the purgatory. He's not mainstream, but he's not underground. He's kind of past that underground, but not big enough to be mainstream. I think Yeet is well known by everybody, and dude went #1, all right? Like, Yeet, he's a household name at this point. So yeah, so my second pick would be Yeet. But personally, I think Yeet is 100% going to decline this. I mean, if bro's not performing at Rolling Loud, what makes you think he's going to take an XXL spot? So for my '2 pick, I'm saying Yeet, but I'm very confident that he's not going to accept it, all right? So my third pick, you guys already know who I'm going to pick. The Opium stands, the Opium fans, they already know who I'm going to pick. And that's Ken Carson, aka Goomba. Alright, so Ken, we already know. If you guys watch my videos, you guys know I'm a Ken fan. I'm a huge Ken fan. Ken is in my top 5 for the underground, honestly top 3. And you guys know how I feel about Opium. Opium is the best label. Opium is better than Cactus Jack, and for reasons like this, they got artists like Ken Carson. Ken Carson is at the top of the underground. He dropped a solid project with Project X. He's been going crazy at shows. His concerts are going crazy. People are dying to go see his sets. People are dying to go see his shows. He's got an upcoming album, X-Man, dropping. I think Ken Carson is just progressing with his music career at a great rate. And with him being on the XXL list, it would only add to another accolade on his list. So I think Ken would be a perfect, fit for the XXL Cypher and the XXL list. And it would honestly be kind of funny or kind of interesting to see what Ken will bring to the Cypher and the freestyle, because I don't really see Ken as a freestyle guy, as a Cypher guy. I think he's more like a guy who punches in the booth. So it's going to be interesting to see how Ken freestyles and see what he brings to the table when that time comes. So for my third pick, I'm going Ken Carson. And for my fourth pick, you guys already know. You guys already know my #1 artist in the underground right now, and that is the Top Floor Boss, aka Destroy Lonely. You guys already know. Destroy Lonely is my favorite artist in the underground, and I think Destroy Lonely is the best artist on this list. He's up there with Sofago and Yeet. Because, bro, Lone is so talented, bro. Lone, he can make songs like alternative classic rock songs, but he can also make rage music. But then he can also make chill, rap, smooth, hypnotic rap tracks, bro. Destroy Lonely is the perfect overall rapper in this underground scene, in my opinion. I think him and Sofago are the perfect overall rappers in this new gen underground scene because they can make music in all type of genres. They're not stuck to, rage beats or rage songs or hype music. They can make everything, and that's what makes Destroy Lonely so special. And I think for XXL, this is the perfect time to get, Lone while he's not as big as he should be. This is the perfect time for Lone to be picked for XXL because this would display him to the masses. A bunch of people would check him out, and he's not on the same level as, you know, Ken, Carson, Sofago. He's not on that level yet where people are talking about, but he will be. When No Stylist drops, he will be at the top of the underground. I guarantee it. So this is the perfect time to pick up Lone because he's not as big as, you know, he's not as big as other people in this class, but he's gonna be a gem. I promise you that. All right, so that's my number four pick. Number 5, it's Babytron. Babytron, he's dropping bangers. He just dropped a 19 beat song with Cole Bennett, and he got that other 21 beat song. Bro's going crazy. He's putting on for Detroit. You know how they always like to, you know, get the regional artists, one from New York, Detroit, how they like to hit every scene. So I think for the Detroit rapper, it's obvious. It's Babytron. Babytron is killing it. He's fire. He's dope. He's different. That's my 5th spot, Babytron. Number 6, I'm going Autumn. Autumn is very, very fire. He dropped a very solid project. Antagonist was a very, very good album. I think Antagonist showed how Autumn is here to stay. He's not one of these phase rappers who comes and goes, but he's going to be a household name for years to come. I think Autumn, he's the perfect fit, and it's the perfect time. As I said, Autumn, and you know, he's not on that talks with Sofago and Yeet. He's kind of at the below tier, but he's big enough to be on the XXL list. He has a solid fan base. He's running the plug and beat genre. Nobody's doing the plug and beat genre like him except like Summers, but they came up together. This is the perfect time for Autumn to get on XXL. So for my 6th pick, I'm going Autumn. Simple. For my 7th pick, you guys know how XXL has to have a female rapper, and I'm not putting her on the list just because there has to be a female rapper. I genuinely think she's talented enough to be on this list, and that person is BK the Ruler for my 7th pick. BK she's fire, bro. She's going crazy on Tekka's tour. I've seen her live at Smokers Club. She has crazy energy. She has good stage presence. She makes bomb fire music. I think she makes really good music. And I think BK the Ruler is putting on for all of the females. I think she's doing a great job of what she's doing. And she's my 7th pick for XXL. Alright. My 8th pick. And for this one, I didn't really want him on my list, but you guys know how XXL always wants to have that one rapper who went mainstream already, or who has that huge mainstream hit. And that's going to be my 2 next picks. And the first one is going to be Nardo Wick. You know, he went crazy with Who Wants Smoke. That song is everywhere. 21 Savage's Dirk hop on that. Nardo Wick is honestly, he's got songs with Future. Nardo Wick is kind of like that one dude who broke through the mainstream like at the snap of a finger, who nobody knew about a couple months ago, but now he's like a big mainstream name. So you guys know how XXL always loves to do that. That one person who broke the mainstream, who's not really underground anymore, not really a rapper on the rise, but somebody who already knows about. So I'm giving it to Nardo Wick. I'm personally not a fan of that type of music, that type of drill, Chicago type of rap, you know, the Lil Durk type. I'm not into that, but you know, that's what XXL likes to do. So for number 8, I'm going Nardo Wick, I guess. And then for my number 9th spot, I'm going Cochise. As I said, you know, he's another one of those rappers who kind of already broke through the mainstream and who already has hits, big mega hits like Tell 'Em with Snot. And I just think, yeah, he's a perfect fit. He's been on the rise for a couple years. Personally, I don't really listen to Cochise like that. I think he's honestly like what everybody says, a Cardi clone, but you know, he's got his own solid fan base. He's doing good he's doing solid numbers. He's got great concerts. He has great energy. He just makes solid music, and he's another one of those rappers who already broke through the underground and is kind of like a household name in like the Nardo Wick type of genre, or the Snots, you know, how they're not underground, but they're not a household name. They got hits, and you just gotta respect that. So for number 9, I'm going Cochise. And my last pick, you guys already know, I gotta go for, you know, the guy who reps Double R, Can. I think it's the perfect time for Can to get on Double XL. I think Can is not as big as he should be right now, or as big as he wants to be. Can is kind of like in the same boat as, you know, the Autumns, Destroy Lonely. I think Ken, Carson, Sofago, and Yee are bigger than him right now, but I think Can makes solid music. He's in my top 5 for the underground, and I just think Can very much deserves this. He's doing his thing on Plug and B, but then he can also hop on Rage Beats and go crazy on them. So for my number 10 spot, I'm going Can, right? So that is my 1 through 10 list. So that what we can go. So Fago, King Carson, Destroy Lonely, Baby Tron, Autumn, BK, Cochise, Nardo Wick, Can and Yeet. So that's like my top 10 who I think can honestly make the list. But obviously, as I said, we know people like Yeats, they're probably gonna decline it. Can, he's probably gonna decline it. Nardo Wick, Cochise, I'm not really too big on them, but here are some kind of contenders or people on the rise who I think could honestly make the list, and I'm not mad at it. So for the first one, I'm going Young Ko. I think Young Ko is a perfect time to be put on this XXL list. Some people might say he might need to drop another album, or might need to drop more music, or he's just too young and not big enough yet. But I think that's the perfect time to get Young Ko on this XXL list. He's not as big as, the Cans, the Autumns, the Summers, the Yeats, so Fagos Ken, but he's making his way up there. He signed to YSL. Young Ko's been signed to YSL for a long time, and he's really been quiet for a long time, but after he dropped DFTK, I'm a fan of Young Ko. Young Ko, he puts out hard music. He's different. DFTK, the instrumentals and the beats on that, his beat selection, the way he rapped, that was a different album, bro. If you did not listen to DFTK by Young Ko, I highly encourage you to go listen to that album. It was very fire, and I think Young Ko is a perfect fit for the XXL freshman list right now. Alright, so the second one would be Ty Fontaine. I think Ty Fontaine would hit that genre of the singing, kind of like melodic rap with the Sofagos and that kind of genre. I think he would be a perfect fit for that. Ty Fontaine has been doing his thing for a couple of months, years. Haven't listened to Ty Fontaine for a long time, but when I discovered Ty Fontaine probably like half a year ago, 8-10 months ago, I've just been listening to Ty Fontaine like crazy. He's got fire music. He's a good singer. He makes different type of music other than like what's popular now with like the rage, hyper, trap type of beats. And I think he's just different, and he's a perfect fit for, that kind of like with that same rank as Young Ko, where they're not big enough, but I think it would be the perfect time to insert them to show their growth for the years to come. And my third one is going to be KC. If you guys do not know who this dude is, I highly, highly, highly encourage you guys to go look up KC, or he goes by KC Pluto as well. If you guys don't know who he was, I found out about him through the album Donda. He was the dude singing on Keep My Spirit Alive, and then I searched him up. Bro makes fire music. KC is so fire. He's been dropping pretty consistently, and he hasn't missed in my opinion. I think KC might be, he's in, as I said, this like people who I'm naming, the honorable mentions, the runner ups kind of, they're not big enough maybe to be on XXL, but if they're put on XXL right now, it's the perfect time because they're gonna blow huge within the next years to come. And I just think KC, he's dropping fire music. He makes different music. If you guys listen to The Sun, or he has this other song, it's so fire. I'm gonna search it up right now. But KC, he's just making different music, and there's a reason why he was put on Donda. There's a reason why Lil Baby gave him a feature back then. He has a song called The Sun, and I highly encourage you guys to listen to the TW2050 pack. That pack, he spazzed on that, bro. With like OK, he spazzed on that. So I highly encourage you guys to go listen to KC, and he's another honorable mention, alright? And then another one would be DC the Don. DC the Don has been in talks for years and years for XXL since 2018, where we can consider him a candidate for the XXL list. I think DC the Don, he's been making consistent music for years. I've known about DC the Don since 2017, when he was friends with LaMelo and the Chino Hills basketball team, and I've been following him ever since. He's just been dropping consistent. He's been very, very, very slept on, and I think him becoming on the XXL list would give him that big break that he needs, because I think he needs a hit, or he needs some type of big break for him to spring him into that, the underground, because he's kind of in the underground, where it's very, very underground, but he's not in the mainstream new gen underground, with the Autumn, Summers, You guys know what I'm talking about. He's doing shows with them. He's doing Box Fest. He's doing other shows with big underground rappers right now, but I just feel like he's not getting the love he deserves, and he should be on the XXL list, alright? And for this one, you guys are probably gonna get at me for this one, but I'm going Homicide Gang. I think Homicide Gang is extremely fire. I seen them live. They go crazy live. Bino and Michi snapped live when I seen them. They're dropping consistent fire tracks. And you know, they're an Opium, so I'm kind of biased. But, you know, Homicide Gang, they're fire. I think, honestly, they're a little too new right now. They're a little too new right now, but I mean, I wouldn't be mad if I seen them on the XXL list, right? And then my next pick is gonna be Snot. He's kind of like in that same category of, you know, Cochise, Yeats, Nardo Wick, where they've kind of surpassed the underground, and they have hits on hits, but they're not really in that mainstream talk or the mainstream topic. So I'm going Snot. He's been making consistent tracks for years, and I think Snot should have been on the XXL list like 2 years ago, maybe last year. That's when he truly deserved it, and I think Snot should just decline the list if he's given the opportunity, because Snot, he's been underground for years. He should have had his mark years ago, but I think Snot, he should just decline it, and shout out to Snot. And for my last pick or honorable mention, I'm going SSG Kobe. I know some people are going to argue that Kobe should be on my top 10 list, but I mean, I'm personally not really that big of a fan of SSG Kobe, but I do respect what he's been doing. He's dropping pretty cool fire songs. I'm personally not a fan of him, but I put him on the list because, you know, he kind of came up with the Sofagos, the Yeats, the Can Autumn Summer, so you know, you just gotta respect, you know, SSG Kobe and what he's doing. He's got a solid fan base, and yeah, he's one of my honorable mentions, alright? So this is my 2022 XXL prediction list for the top 10, and also the honorable mentions of the people who I'd like to see on the list. So if you guys liked the video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's Money May or Isaiah, and I'm out. Thank you.